Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Steve from Super Dungeon Explorers Guild with you again, talking about Super Dungeon Arcade. So this is another video in our sort of how-to breakdown series of, taking you from brand new player to Super Dungeon Explorer Arcade veteran. In the previous videos, we looked at the hero cards, the monster cards. We talked about the Mighty Monster chart, some of the commands, how the monsters behave when you're playing this co-op version. So now what I want to do is I want to get a board set up and sort of show you guys a little bit of gameplay. Maybe we'll go through turn one for the heroes and turn one for the monsters, kind of get some gameplay footage going for you. So the first thing you want to do when you set up the game is you're going to select your monsters. So the monsters that you pick, your dungeon boss, your mini boss, and the spawning points, you're going to gather those cards, get those models together. That's going to be what your heroes are going to be fighting against during the game. So again, you're going to select one dungeon boss. So for the purpose of this, we've selected Starfire. You're going to select a mini boss. We've picked Glimmerwing. We're going with the dragon theme. And then a number of spawn points equal to the number of game tiles being used. So we've got 3 tiles out, we've got 3 hero models on the table. We're going to do 3 spawn points. Now, these are all single spawns. I've chosen the egg clutch and then the 2 alternate versions of the egg clutch, the cold eggs and the nether clutch. So alternate cards, much like actually all the rules for this version of Super Dungeon Explorer Arcade, Mighty Monster chart, the loot tracker / backpack board, and some tiles are available online. We'll toss a link down there. You can go to the Ninja Division webpage, print those out, and get playing yourself. But the alternate cards are available there as well. So again, we've chosen 3 single points, 1 for each tile. Now we're going to select heroes. So for this game, I have selected 3 of my favorite heroes. And we've selected Princess Citrine, Princess Emerald, and Princess Ruby. So nice thing about running these 3 princesses, besides the theme of princesses versus dragons, is that each of these heroes has a more dominant ability when we're looking at gear and attack. So Princess Citrine is a strength-based character. Princess Emerald with her rifle is a dex-based character. And Princess Ruby is a will-based character, so she's doing our magical attacks and support. So we've got our monsters picked, we've got our heroes picked. Next thing we're going to do is build our dungeon. So I've already got the tiles out, but what you would normally want to do, and amongst your playgroup you can kind of find a way to do this, but rules-wise, you'd get a stack of the tiles, you'd shuffle them and place the top tile down the table. That would be your first tile. So for us, I've picked this tile on the left to be tile number 1. Then the subsequent tiles, as they're placed beyond the first, have to have a doorway matched up with one of the tiles that's marked as the first one. So for this one, we'd put it down, match up the doorways, and kind of build from there. I've chosen to go in a nice little straight line with this setup. When you do place the second and third tile, you're going to roll a green die. Now, depending on the number of stars you get, is how many 90-degree clockwise rotations you would make. If you rolled a heart potion, you would actually flip the tile to its opposite side. So these tiles are all great that come with the game, or the different tile packs. They're double-sided. So for the heck of it, we're going to roll. Hey, and we got a flip and a 2. So then we're going to clear this a bit. Oh, Princess Ruby, no! We're gonna flip and, ooh, dungeony, okay. And then the 2, so we would rotate this one twice. The treasure hoard tile is kind of the same setup, so we'll just sort of pretend that we rotated it twice. Alright, so we've built our dungeon. Next, you're going to get all the cards, dice, tokens, all your components, place them in easy reach of the different members of the party. So, yep, we did that. Good. Okay. Select a difficulty. So, this is one of the interesting parts of Super Dungeon Explorer Arcade. There are extra cards that can determine the difficulty mode, both easy and hard. Easy are going to give you some more buffs to the players. Hard is going to make it a little more challenging. For this video, we're going to go on kind of what they reference as normal difficulty, not using cards for either, but depending on how you'd like the game to run, you can adjust the difficulty kind of based on your group consensus. So, next, the heroes are going to enter the dungeon. So, we're going to place the start tile token, that little guy there, adjacent to one of the dungeon entrances, exits. We're going to put it down here. And then we would pop the heroes, we'll grab these guys, and place them adjacent on the start tokens. We'll put them there. Next, we're going to populate the dungeon. We're going to place a spawn point and one treasure chest on each dungeon tile. So the spawn points go on the sort of evil-looking, nefarious, scheming face spot. Treasure chests are going to be placed within 4 of a spawn point. So let's clear this off a little bit because the monsters aren't there yet. Out of the way, monsters. Okay, that's good. We'll put that back there. Treasure chest number 2. You can go over there, and good. Okay. So, now we're going to go on to, we've got the game kind of set up. We're going to spawn the monsters on the first tile. So you're going to get the elite monsters first. We're going to reference the card here, my Dragonborn card. So my wormlings are the elite monsters, with the whelps and the hatchlings as the other members of the group. So we're going to spawn within 3 and line of sight of the spawn point and kind of towards the heroes. And then we're going to place the, excuse me, we're going to place the other members of the gang off of the elites. So let's just do something like this. Might be a little, I don't want to say messy, but there we go. Everybody's down. Nobody's adjacent-ish. There you go. So, we're going to go on to hero turn number 1. Okay, so, we've populated the dungeon. We're getting ready to jump in. So, hero turn. During the hero turn, 2 heroes are activated. A hero must complete its entire activation before the next hero would activate. That same hero may not be activated for a second time during the single hero turn. Basically, everybody's got to go. So you can use these little kind of gem tokens. You pop that down on your hero card when you're activating, so you remember, hey, I've gone. It'll be somebody else's turn next. So we're going to do 2 heroes. Let's get going. So let's start off with what the heck? Let's start off with Princess Emerald. She is going to let's see. Doesn't have line of sight to anybody at the moment, but that's okay. Now, a quick note about Princess Emerald. There was a new version of her that came out just recently. Not a lot different. You can use whatever version of the card you have available. So either one's fine. If you have the new version, I'd recommend using the new one. That's just kind of my take. So I'm going to use my Princess Emerald. She's going to move. She's got a speed of 6. So what the heck? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Princess Emerald. She has a dex of 2 blue and a red. So she's going to take a shot downrange, targeting one of these drakes. Give her a roll. She got, there we go, we can see it, 3 stars and a heart. So we would compare the number of stars to the armor of the thing we're targeting. In this case, we're targeting this Dragonborn card. So their armor is 2 for the wormlings, 2 for the whelps, and 1 for the hatchlings. So she has done sufficient damage to score a point. Now, Princess Emerald got 3 stars and a heart. So, and targeting, let's say she shot at the wormling here. She exceeded its armor, so she would do a point. he's going to shunt that onto the hatchling. So the hatchling is going to have 1 point on him. If anyone was hurt, Emerald could use that heart to regen a heart and kind of remove that damage or clear a status effect, but that's all right. So she's going to go on to her next action. Let's see, that was 1. She's got 2 left. What does she want to do? She could do another basic attack. She could do a shatter shot, which is which would give her a buff. But you know what? She's going to use super scope. So super scope is going to put mark. So she's gonna mark that wormling, that elite model, and mark is one of those cards that mark's one of those abilities. We're going to reference the back of the card for the rules. So mark says, let's see, I don't know if it's going to come into focus and be nice to me, or if I'm going to read it to you, and we'll just read it to you. Mark, place a crystal token on the target. Friendly models attacking the target gain +1 blue die to their offense rolls. Only 1 friendly mark token may be in play at any time and may not be removed until the target's destroyed or until mark is used again. So she's going to put that buff. Whoever's going to be attacking that guy is going to get an extra blue die. And what the heck? Let's put a little mark token out for that. We're going to use this fancy fun citrine die there to denote that he's been marked. So with her last action, she's going to take a shot, same target, only 2, so was not successful. That's okay though, because her sister, let's do Princess Citrine, is going to go and maybe put the smackdown on some of these wormlings. So she's going to go up. She's got a speed of 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to get right up in there because she has a range of 1. So she's got 2 blue and a red, and then she gets an extra blue because the target is marked. She's going to attack that target. Uh-oh, 2 is a whiff. Let's try again. 2 is a whiff. Come on, ladies. There you go. All right. So let's see. She does another point. Let's shunt it onto this other one. So the hatchling took 2 and was destroyed. So it's a minion monster. It would go back here on the loot tracker. For every 3 minions destroyed, you would draw 1 loot card. Unfortunately, it took the combined might of both Citrine and Emerald to bring down 1 minion. So they're not going to get any loot from him. That's okay. We had some rough die rolls, but that's the way she goes. Maybe when Ruby goes next turn, we can get that back. But for now, we're going to go to the monster's turn. We're going to go to monster's turn 1, move and fight. All right, so we're going to look at that Dragonborn gang card. Now the wormlings are our elites, so we're going to be measuring distance and whatnot to the wormlings. Oh, you know what? I do apologize. One of the most important things for this part is Wrath. So both Citrine and Emerald would have 1 Wrath on them because they each did a wound. So Wrath is how the Wrath is kind of like threat. That's going to determine what targets are chosen by the enemy. So we're going to go with Citrine as the target for the attacks of the wormlings. So we're going to check, and the wormlings have buddies within 2, so we're going to use the gang attribute versus the solo. So we have two attack actions with a strength of 3 and a range of 4. So we'll check. We are most assuredly in range. The strength is 3. Princess Citrine uses 2 red dice to defend. So she's going to roll, and she's going to hope that the dice like her better on the defense compared to the attack. And they do so far. There are 2 actions for the Dragonborn gang, so she's got to do it again. And she does not do it the second time. But that's not so bad. So she's going to put a wound on her. Not too bad. She still has 5 health. We didn't move any of the other monsters because they're already in range, so that's not a problem. Let's see. So let's try the attacks of the other elite monster. Same idea. Oh wow, she got double 3, so block that one very easily. And then a 2, so that one also got through. We'll put another damage on Princess Citrine. Not too bad. So only 2 damage. Now something to talk about is maybe using Princess Emerald's emergency potion. So green potions are emergency potions that can only be used during the console turn. So if you're going to drink a potion, it's going to grant you the free unique action, doesn't cost any points, of the following. So green is going to be a support. Now let's hold that up. So Princess Emerald has Tasty Rations, it's an augment, it's heal 2. So you can share potions, the other heroes can grab and drink them. So in this, we'll have Citrine drink Emerald's potion, remove the token. Now, it is important to note that unless otherwise stated on the potion, you cannot drink a potion to interrupt the die roll or to impact or affect that die roll that has already been made unless it specifically says. And again, to drink another hero's potion, the activated hero selects another hero, removes the potion token from the card, and then resolves the effects of the hero potion as normal. So what the heck, we'll drink Emerald's potion, we'll heal the 2 on Citrine. Hey, look at that, she's not doing so bad. So, we'll move on to hero turn 2. We'll get Ruby in there. Let's see if Ruby can put some hurt out. So Ruby is an interesting character. Ruby is our will base, so she's going to use her will to attack. She's got a lot of buff actions. Let's see. Alright, let's do Ruby. She's going to come up, and we're just going to do some basic attacks for the heck of it. So Ruby's going to come up, and we're going to move closer to that treasure chest. And you know what? Princess Ruby attacks with 3 blue will. So we're gonna keep going after that one monster that was already marked. So she's gonna get another blue to benefit from that. Let's see what happens. And okay, the dice aren't liking the ladies today. That's okay. Try again. There we go. So this is actually a good thing to talk about. So she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars. So during an offensive action, if the dice roll is 5 or more stars and more than double the defender's roll, defender's going to suffer an additional wound. Now, spawn points and heroes can't suffer wounds due to critical success, but Princess Ruby just came up and got a crit on this particular Wormling. So the Wormling would be taking 2 points of damage. Wormling's going to take it. We'll just have the Wormling take that one. There you go. Now, so Ruby's got one other. She's going to take a shot at this guy here. So she drops a die because this one's not marked. And oh, all right. Princess Ruby's our heavy hitter. She got 4, which beats the armor on the whelp, and the whelp goes down. So good job, Princess Ruby. So now all the heroes have activated. So we would have to pick between Citrine and Emerald to go next. Princess Ruby is ineligible. She can't go twice the same turn. So let's see. Who wants to go up and do some damage? Let's see. Let's do, now both these heroes, they both have the same attack. They have 2 blue and a red. Let's do Princess Citrine, why not? So she's going to come up. She's speed is 6, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Let's go 4, let's go right in here. And we're going to make some attacks. So Princess Citrine's going to come up, and she's going to do... We'll do another basic attack, and we're going to target the Wormling. So the Wormling's got armor 2, so we're looking for 3 or more. It'd be nice to get another crit. We did not. Okay. We're going to try again. 3. Okay, so that'll be 1. Now, the Wormling is going to take... Wormling's going to take advantage of the expendable rule. Now, when an elite monster suffers 1 or more wounds, you're going to place the wound tokens on the closest bonded monster from the elite's gang that's within 2 squares. A minion may not be given more wound tokens than the number of hearts it has remaining. The bonded minion both suffers the wound and all effects caused by the action or game effect. Only when no bonded minions are within 2 squares of the elite that it will suffer the wounds itself. Now, expendable can't be triggered when the elite's affected by an AoE attack, nor is it used when the elite suffers a game effect that does not cause a wound. Let's see. And expendable is never used to transfer wounds to other bonded elites. So the Wormling's looking at a wound. Let's transfer that wound to, say, the hatchlings. So the wound's going to go on the hatchlings. They've got two wounds they can take, so the hatchlings are not removed. And then Princess Citrine is going to wind up. She's got 1 attack left. We're looking for a big hit. It'd be wonderful to get a crit. We'll see what we can do. She might get some help from the dice fudge gods. Oh, what? Look at that. 5. All right. Critical success. So we're going to have to pass these wounds off these little dudes. There we go. So now Princess Citrine has managed to accumulate a large amount of wrath from her activities. So she is up to, let's see, she had 1, 3. So she's at 3. Princess Emerald had 1. She's also at 3. Okay, we're kind of keeping pace there. But most importantly, we've done both our heroes. They've moved. They've attacked. Now we're going to get to the part where we get the fun loot. Fun loot is an important part of the game. Okay, so now let's see. We have the heroes have accumulated 3 defeated minions, so they're going to draw a loot card for that. They've also eliminated an elite monster, getting them 1 more loot card. Let's see what they got. Ooh, Sugar Rush Soda. That's a good one. So Sugar Rush Soda, this is a Sapphire one. So that's going to go in the appropriate slot. So that would go down in the blue slot, as well as a Fashionable Cape. So the Sugar Rush Soda is going to give +1 action to whichever of these princesses we equip it to. The Fashionable Cape gives +1 static dex. So dex is really only going to benefit Princess Emerald, so we might as well toss that on her. And let's see, the Sugar Rush Soda, who do we want to give that to? Princess Emerald would get, would get to make 4 attacks. Princess Ruby could start maybe buffing and then still get 3 attacks. Or Citrine could be doing some more Chain Gauntlet, getting some more attacks. In instances where people can't really decide, you can roll a die, you can give it to whoever. A good fallback is, okay, what hero is activating next? Let's give it to Emerald just for the heck of it. She's got that +1 dex. Let's give her another action. She can really put these cards to work and start doing some damage. Okay, so we're going to go to the monster turn. Move, fight, and then reinforce. Alright, so all that is left of our Dragonborn gang right now is 1 Wormling. So the Wormling now is going to be forced to, let's see if we can make that cooperate. Does it like me? A little bit. Okay. Anyway, we're going to be using the yellow stats. So the ones there in yellow. So the Wormling only now has 1 attack action at strength 2 with range 3. Lucky for the Wormling, there is Princess Citrine right in his face to take the attacks. So 1 attack at strength 2. Citrine's going to try to block it, and she does not, because she apparently likes to bleed. Take damage. Okay, fine. So she takes a wound marker. Maybe we can get that healed in the next turn. Who knows? So we didn't have to move. We did our fight. Now we're going to reinforce. Now, if you remember reinforce command from a previous video, we're going to go through it again now. So starting with the elite monster closest to the hero with the most wrath, that would be this one. Spawn all monsters, minion and elite, in the elite's gang within 2 squares. Repeat until all elites are reinforced. So, even though we didn't get a spawn command, there are now a whole bunch more dragons on the board. So we're gonna pop. Let's see. Maybe we'll bring them over this way a little bit. And we'll spread it around so they each have a hatchling and a whelp to toss some wounds to. Here we'll do a little bit like that. Boom. Again, we don't want to be adjacent if we can avoid it. Yoink. Okay, fine. Okay, so that was the monsters. Now, we've got the heroes again. We'll do another turn. Then maybe we'll fast forward through the game a little bit and bring out a mini boss and kind of get some more action going for you. Show you some solo monsters and how they play. So Princess Emerald. Princess Emerald's going to go. Remember, she has that Sugar Rush soda for an extra action. She's got her fancy cape, so she's going to be doing more by way of damage. Well, by way of bonus to hit. So she's going to come up. So she's going to move 1 square, and she's going to mark that one elite guy. So just like before, it's going to add a blue die to offensive actions against him. Then she's going to start shooting. So she's got 2 blue dice and a red, and she's going to add a static 1 to it, but she doesn't need it because she rolled a crit. Oh my goodness, okay. So this elite monster is going to shunt those 2 points of damage to the hatchling nearby, and that was an excellent opening shot from Princess Emerald. All right, she's going to shoot him again. Okay, not a crit, not a thing, but we had 1 plus a static 1 is 2. He's okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot 1 more blue die. Let's see. Hey, there it is. So 1 point. We're going to shunt that to this one. And then she's got 1 action left. Now note, this elite monster doesn't have any more bonded minions within 2 that it could shunt to. So it's not going to be able to activate expendable. It can't transfer the wounds to the other elite. So Princess Emerald's going to shoot it again. She got 1, 2, and 3 from her cape, so she's going to do a point of damage to that guy. She also managed to net an impressive amount of wrath for herself, so now she has all of it. So let's see, who wants to go next? Let's do Citrine's up there. Let's do her. She's going to try to finish off that wounded guy. Take advantage of the mark that's on him. No for the first. There we go. So she got 1, 2, 3. So she got 4. So it's going to do a point of damage, which is enough to kill it now. And she got a successful attack with a heart, so she's going to be able to heal the damage on her. So the elite monster goes down. Now she's got 1 extra action. And let's see, she's got 6 speed. She could maybe go after the treasure chest if she wants. So let's see, how much would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the heck? Let's do it. So she's going to move up 5, and she's going to interact. She's going to open the treasure chest. So, opening treasure chests. So you're going to draw a number of treasure cards equal to the tile the chest had occupied. So, of those drawn, you're going to pick 1 and discard the rest. So since we're on the first tile, she's just going to draw 1 card. Let's go somewhere in the middle. We're going to pick 1 that is not, let's see. All right, so we got the Gem of Alar City. +1 green will to a red slot. I think that has Princess Ruby written all over it. So at the end, Princess Ruby is now going to have Nice little gem. Her sister got 4 out of a treasure chest. It's very nice. So subsequently, when she activates, she's going to be rocking that green die to all her will-based actions. Alright, so let's pretend we've advanced the board a little bit. Let's say Glimmerwing is out. And we'll put Glimmerwing on the board. And maybe we're just doing a move and fight action again. So Princess Emerald has all the Wrath right now. Well, she has the majority of the Wrath anyway still. So we're going to be targeting her. So Glimmerwing's going to use the impressive speed of 8 to get to a point that within 6 of Emerald. Let's just go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Glimmerwing's going to fly onto the board, take a position defending the spawn point. And you may have to, depending on some models, they overlap the base a little bit, kind of rotate to fit the appropriate square. So Glimmerwing did the move command, and let's move the Dragonborn group. They are speed 5. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then these little guys are placed. There we go. Alright, Glimmerwing. Attacking Princess Emerald. Glimmerwing gets 2 attacks at strength 4. Alright, Emerald. You defend on 3 blue. You can do it. It's possible. Not with that. So she takes 1. That's a cot. She takes 2. Uh-oh. She's out of emergency potions for herself. She could have used Citrines for +2 armor. What the heck, we'll use it now. So she's going to add +2 blue die to her armor roll. So we can't use it again in response to the die roll, but we can use it before. So she had 3 prior. We're adding Soldier's Brew Potion. So now she's rolling 5 dice against the 2 attacks at strength 3 coming from the Wormling. So she blocks. And she does not block, so she takes 3 points of damage. Not too bad, could have been worse. You'll note on the previous roll that she had gotten a heart. You're only able to utilize hearts, potions, whatnot on the roll when it's an offensive action, unless you get a card that states otherwise. So she was not able to make use of that. So she would have taken some damage. Not too bad. Maybe we'll get a potion back or a heart that we can heal somebody. Princess Ruby has an ability that she could use regenerate, maybe. But that's sort of that's a couple turns. That's a couple turns of gameplay. What the heck? We'll jump. We'll say the heroes have defeated Glimmerwing somehow, and they've taken out the spawn points. We're going to move to the second tile, and we'll say that they've triggered the boss fight. What the heck, we'll go all the way to the third. That looks more climactic, huh? So our heroes have triggered Starfire. So when we get to the dungeon boss, now the dungeon boss is either triggered by destroying all of the spawn points or by reaching turn 12 and spawning the dungeon boss. So when the dungeon boss is spawned, you replace the challenge deck and you use a different set of kind of rules for the activation part, the console turns. So the console is going to perform the following commands for the remainder of the game on their turns. Move, fight, heal 3 per spawn point remaining. So if there were any spawn points left because you reached turn 12, the boss could heal. And then there'll be a boss fight challenge card that is drawn and utilized. So let's see. So let's do that. We'll play through a round with Starfire attacking the princesses. Usually they'd have a lot more gear at this point, or at least I hope they would, but we'll give it a shot. So move. Princess Emerald kept all the wrath for whatever reason. So let's find Starfire's card and kind of see what sort of attacks we can expect. So Starfire, you'll note dungeon boss, they are rather intimidating. Starfire, is this gonna like me. Sort of. There we go. So Starfire's got a move of 8, 3 actions, strength 5, armor 4, range of 3, 10 health, immune to fire, which makes sense, has fly, has one of those signature uniques that does Lance 6 fire, and then an offensive unique for tail sweep. So we're gonna get here. We'll put him kind of right in the middle there. So we'll say that he spawned, and it's his turn to activate, and maybe he's gonna put some pain out. So since he got the move command, he's gonna complete that signature action after he moves. We're gonna move, so we're in range of Emerald, which is 3. So let's see, does that get me in range? Now we're definitely in range. There we go. So first off, we're going to do the signature action, which is Inferno, which is Lance 6. So with the Lance, you're going to go off the base of the model, kind of 6 squares. In this case, that's the range directly forward, which unfortunately catches Princess Ruby standing there in the open. So she's looking at a strength 5. Let's see what a relatively low-geared Princess Ruby can do. She defends on 2 blue dice, or 2 blue and a red using her dex. Let's try her dex. Okay, she fails. We kind of expected that, so she would take a point of damage, and she would be set on fire. Now we're going to do the fight. So Princess Emerald is looking at 3 attacks at strength 5. Can she defend? Maybe. So nope. Also no. And triple no. So Emerald would then take 3 points of damage. The boss would heal if there was a spawn point, but that's not necessary. Then we would draw a challenge card from the appropriate deck. We'll shuffle that a little bit. Boss fight challenge card. This is a trap. Let's see. Randomly select a spawn point that was destroyed this game. All gangs listed on the spawn point are spawned as if they'd received the spawn command. These gangs are spawned within 3 squares of the dungeon boss rather than their spawn point. Wow, so that would get some more folks back into the back on the board. Let's see. Let's go with maybe we got dark shielding instead, huh? The dungeon boss performs the unique command. So this would be tail sweep. And then there'd be a challenge afterwards. The dungeon boss may not suffer more than 1 wound from a single action, such as a critical hit or massive damage. So tail sweep, if you look at the card, tail sweep is a sweep 2, and it does knockdown. So if the character is knocked down, they may not perform commands until the next move command, or until their next phase, and they're going to have to clear that knockdown effect, excuse me. So with sweep X, or sweep in this case 2, sweep is going to hit every model within the appropriate number of squares of a single side along a straight line. So it can't be used in diagonals. So sweep 2 would be, you would pick a side. So we're going to pick this one since it's close to people. So it'd be these squares. It'll be Princess Ruby again. And let's see if maybe the dice like her this time, and she blocks it. She got a 3, which does not block it. So she is knocked down. Ooh, sorry, Princess Ruby. So you would continue in this fashion, taking the hero turn, alternating with the dungeon boss turn, until the heroes are destroyed, they're out of princess coins, or the dungeon boss is defeated. As the heroes kind of go through, normally they would have generated a lot more loot, a lot more treasure, but just wanted to kind of get you to that last fight to show you, go through the attacks of a dungeon boss and show you just how powerful they can be. So yeah, we'll kind of leave that in limbo for your imagination to play out who would win. And yeah, that's pretty much Super Dungeon Explorer Arcade. one of the wonderful things, and I'm gonna adjust the lighting here a little bit and kind of show you. There are a large number, pardon my camera ability, there are a large number of both heroes and spawn points and dungeon bosses and monsters available that you can utilize for your games. There's variant spawns, alternate cards for mini bosses. There's heroes that act as mini bosses. So really there is a ton of different monsters and sort of replayability in this game. Now, kind of talking about that, there is with the most recent set of the most recent spawn point, they talked about the Princess Guild. They sort of mentioned that arcade cards, initially they weren't going to include arcade cards, but it was great. Ninja Division kind of listened to their community, and you know, they heard us saying, hey, we want, you know, we still want arcade cards for these guys, and they're going to put them in. That's awesome. They did kind of I want to say give us a hint or a teaser that in the future they're going to look to maybe come up with new additional cards like our arcade kind of packs that maybe will offer some unique components that are suited to the different spawns, so the arcade games will have even more options, even more variety in how you're playing. And maybe, I mean, this is kind of speculation on my part here, but if different spawn points had different challenge cards, or different dungeon bosses had kind of stylized plot cards, that would be awesome. There's a lot more variety kind of to add and bring into the game in that way, just further increasing the replayability. So thank you very much for watching. This was a longer video than I had, we'll say, initially intended, but hopefully you were able to get something out of it. We're still going to make more videos that are shorter duration to further break down. Maybe we'll just do one turn, maybe we'll do a dungeon boss kind of little video, trying to keep them all at that 10-minute range so they're easily digestible. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Check out the other videos in the series. We're going to try to keep putting out more content, maybe even redoing and improving the content we did to familiarize new players, especially with the different play styles, how to get in the game. Maybe we can highlight some of the print and play components next time. So you know, you can print out the rule book, you can print out the charts, you can print out tiles, you can proxy miniatures, you can basically try the game on your own at home, see if it's something you want to get into. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a different video. But thank you very much for watching. Check out the rest of our library. We've got some other videos that are basically playthroughs of my normal group, kind of going through different arcade games. You can see interaction between some of the players. We'll call them some of the more veteran play styles and different tactics and techniques that they've kind of thought of, and maybe see some of the interactions between the different heroes. I want to say there's over 90 heroes now, maybe even pushing 100, including some of the cosplay or like the reskin heroes. So there's a ton of variety in party composition that you can come up with. Spawn points, goodness, I would say there's probably 15 to 20 different spawn points, again utilizing the alternative cards. So there's just a ton of variety of spawn points, of dungeon bosses, of mini bosses, and they're coming out with more and more every month or so. So that's great. Again, thank you, and check out our other videos.